have known who would have kept me from the one I have today.
Interrupt the guy singing this in. This is 1100 WSGI. That's the Wichita Ramblers singing us in this moment. We just want to go ahead and mention the fact
when I close my eyes, back to where
our
I
headliners at the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival that will be coming up, save the date, the 17th and 18th of May. And I am very excited about it because I think this is our 10th show. This is the 11th year we've been going, but I think this is the 10th show, if I'm not mistaken, because we missed the year for the year that we will not discuss. But we're real excited about that. And if you are new to the program and you have not heard that the Ridgetop Ramblers, the song One Street Over, that's an original tune that they let us use because it's so fitting to talk about what's going on one street over from where you're living. And so we're excited to bring to you this morning. Well, happy Valentine's Day. Oh my gosh. It's so funny. My husband and I, we don't do Valentine's Day. I work with the Epiphany Celebrate Recovery on Tuesday nights, and we do the one up at Madison tonight. So I invite you to come and be a part of what Celebrate Recovery is and work on your hurts, habits, and hang-ups of the world. And only about a third of the people that come are dealing with chemical or alcohol addiction, and people just don't realize all of us need that reinforcement of dealing with life's issues, the hurts, habits, and hang-ups in life. So we were last night, I was at Epiphany, and the guys, the We Imperfect Few band, they let me hang out with them on Tuesday night because April, who is their female backup, is not there on Tuesday night. So they let me come and play in the sandbox on Tuesday night. So we're practicing last night. And Thomas looks at me and goes, "You excited for Valentine's tomorrow?" I was like, "Oh, no." My husband and I don't really do Valentine's. I guess we did when we were dating, and all the things, and maybe the first year. But once we had kids and stuff, now, I mean, we got little things for, the kiddos and let them do their little Valentine boxes for school and all those things that we do. But I've never been a big Valentine person. I don't know. For those of you who have to go to dinner tonight and you've made reservations in advance, God bless you. More power to you. Anyway, but it's the day of love. My husband was telling me that I think that one of the clubs at Springfield is they're selling flowers today to raise money for their club. And I thought, oh, what a great idea. Maybe next year, if somebody else hasn't jumped on it. So it's my idea. Nobody grab it at Greenbrier, because we are always trying to we have our clubs. If you're a CTE teacher, we talked about CTE yesterday, career and technical education. And talking about it yesterday, one of the crucial things you have to do is you have to have a club that works with you. And so we are part of Skills USA, so we have to go and compete and do all those things. So you have to raise money for that. So you're always trying to come up with ideas on how to do that. So anyway, that's something we could do to raise money next year for us to go on our little trips and stuff. And I'll tell you what's coming up today. We have a new feature starting today. Jamie Nixon talked a little bit about that. And Rachel, if you're out there, come on in. Don't wait to be invited in because we're already live. But Rachel Allison is due to come in here. And I'll just tell you, she's coming from White House and she's not been here before. So she may be a little bit delayed. She has not walked through the door yet, to my knowledge. But Allison, if you're out there, or Rachel, if you're out there, come on in. I don't think Jamie's joining her this morning. I'm not sure, but I think the plan was that she or Jamie, one or maybe both of them. Jamie may get here at 7:30 because he goes and works out in the morning. But they have a website. They have a social media presence called Stay Positive News, and it is just an effort to make sure that all the things that we get so tired of the things that are negative in our life. I actually had an auto renewal thing come up yesterday for something that I've always followed and always renewed. And I thought, I'm canceling that. I don't use it anymore. And I'm all, for what they do, this news source, but I don't watch it. And so why am I spending money on it? And there's just so many things that we steer that we're a lot of us are trying to steer clear of. And so Rachel and Jamie and I forget who else is part of this, but they have created this presence called Stay Positive News. And you can follow them, and she'll fill you in on all of that when she makes her way in here today. But again, this is one of those things that it is just a very concerted effort to say, life's too short. Stay positive about the things that are beautiful and wonderful in our life, and share those things. I had yesterday on social media, somebody popped up with something just about the little affirmation they do with their son who's 3 that has Down syndrome. This is a beautiful, most beautiful thing. And so I shared that on my page because that's the kind of thing we're talking about. Those are the positive kind of things that you want to share. You want to be that affirmation to the world. It's like, hey, it's a good day, be happy and do the things that are going to make you be a blessing to others, I guess is the way we're looking at this. But we are waiting for Rachel to head on in here, and at times Jamie will join her as well, because the second Wednesday of the month is going to be a Stay Positive News Day. So I'm excited to see what they have to unpack for us. And if you've not checked out Rachel, she's a fellow photographer. And I'm hopefully she can give me some tips as I'm continuing to build my photography business and those kinds of things going on. But that's kind of what's happening today. Again, if you forgot, it's Valentine's Day. Yes, my husband and I both looked at each other and went, "Oh, happy Valentine's." We're not real big on that. But if you've got somebody in your life that is, you need to do something for them. Go buy them some candy or some flowers or something. But it is Valentine's Day. So do something sweet for somebody today. If that's what they need from you, you need to do that. Speaking of things that we need from each other, let me talk about this for a moment. We are getting ready for a marriage conference at Epiphany Baptist Church on Saturday. And this is one, my husband and I, we over the course of our married life, we try to pop into these things from time to time because we're great, but there's still things we struggle with. I get on his nerves. He gets on my nerves. We've been married, oh my goodness, 35 years, I think, something like that. It's been a minute. So, there are things that we just constantly need to work on because we want to get better and better. Really hoping that we get to be one of those couples that are in our 90s and, still holding hands. And the only way you do that is to work on it. So there is a marriage conference this weekend, but we're kind of we're up against the timeline here that they really need to hear from you if you think this is something you want to do. Maybe you're, waking up this morning and you don't know what to give your spouse for Valentine's. This would be a wonderful Valentine's gift. And if you want to be a part of it, you need to reach out to Matt Driscoll. You can reach out to me in messages and I can get you his info, but you need to send him your info and say, hey, I want to be a part of that. There is a $75 charge per couple. So I think it's per couple, and it's not per person. Yeah, it's per couple. And so if you want to be a part of this, it is a marriage conference that's not new. It's not just trying to find its ground. This guy's been around for a long time. I love it because he's a Yankee. He's from up north, and so I think my husband's going to very well relate to him. And they say he's funny, and so there's a lot of humor involved in it. This is a guy that's been doing conferences too with the military, and I think that's one of the reasons why Matt and Christy love him so much is because, again, Christy is still serving. Matt served for 20 years, so they're very military minded. Their daughter Anna is also serving, so it's one of those things that's near and dear to their heart. But just can't say enough about that. So as we get ready for the weekend, anyway, I'm trying to find out where Rachel is. I don't know where she is, but Rachel, I hope you're coming on in soon. We are expecting Rachel Allison to get on in here soon. Anyway, hopefully she'll be in here very, very shortly. But this is about Jamie Nixon and Rachel Allison have requested to have the second Wednesday of the month to come in and talk about Stay Positive News. And we are waiting for her to get here. We got to give her a little bit of leeway today, though she's not been here. But she's not quite sure where she's going, but she's coming from White House, so hopefully she'll be on in here in just a minute. So far, we have not heard from her, but hopefully she'll be on in here very, very soon. But we are looking forward to visiting with her this morning about Stay Positive News and all the things that they are doing to, support positive issues in the world. Talking about the marriage conference again this weekend, it's at Epiphany Baptist Church. It's from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. if you want to be a part of what we've got going on there. And I'm very excited about it. I think this is going to be a real fun one. They've got, they're going to give you a workbook and all of those things. And there's this little quiz that they're going to do as in association with it. And, those things are so enlightening. So I'm very curious about that. So there's a little personality kind of thing that goes along with it that'll help you kind of see, just what's going on with you and your spouse. What are the things that you really need to work on that maybe you aren't seeing? And if you're somebody, I was getting ready for and Allison's saying she's just a few minutes away. So she'll be here in a minute. Or Rachel is just a few minutes away. She's one of those she's got two first names for her name, Rachel Allison. So anyway, she'll be here in just a minute. But, I've got to teach the Celebrate Recovery lesson tonight. The way Celebrate Recovery works is we have 1 week, we'll have a testimony. The next week we have a lesson as we unpack a program that centers around the 12 steps of any recovery program and the Beatitudes. So as I'm unpacking it and trying to work with it, it was talking about how that you've got to do your moral inventory. In other words, take responsibility for the things that have happened in your life, and you have to go through the steps. And it's so funny, they used a math analogy that my friend Muriel is going to love because she's a math teacher. It's talking about how that you cannot just jump in and start in the middle of a process. You've got to unpack the steps. And that's how it works with marriages. You don't just, jump in with both feet and have a great marriage. You've got to do the steps. You've got to do the things that are the foundational parts of having a good marriage. And going to conferences and working on your marriage, man, that's a part of it. So I cannot say enough about the opportunity just to come together and work together and see if you can't make your marriages better. But that's what we're doing this weekend, again, at Epiphany Baptist Church. It is from 8 a.m. Yes, that's an awful early start on Saturday. I'm not happy about it either, but I'm going to be there. And it's from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. I'm very excited. I only live like 5 minutes from there, so I don't have to get up too terribly early. But it's from 8 a.m. until 8 until 4. 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. on Saturday. And so I just invite you to join us. And if you're looking for a great Valentine's gift for your spouse, there you go. You can tell them, I have signed us up for this. Let's go. And it's because I want to invest in you. And guys, that would be something your bride, especially if you need to make sure that she's free on Saturday. Okay, let's just be real. But if you were to book this for her, oh my goodness, great points. Because this is the kind of thing that women, by a large part, will say, honey, we need to go do this. Guys are not so much taking the initiative on this a lot of times. So guys, I'm just telling you, this would be a really good gift. Go get her, a couple of roses, a candy bar, whatever she loves, and just say, and I've signed us up for a marriage conference. Oh, how surprised would she be? And you can pretend like you've had it for a month, but there you go. There's your idea. Great idea for couples for Valentine's Day. Why don't you do that for each other and join us on Saturday at Epiphany Baptist Church. While we're waiting for Rachel to come on in here, she should be sliding in here just any minute. Let's talk about one of our sponsors. One of my favorite things to talk about is Cumberland Connect because it's so cool. I'm one of those that was terribly served by internet services, and it's just a fact that my internet was awful. Unfortunately, and it's, I know I love you guys with AT&T. That's the ones I had, and it was just not good. And the thing was, we just didn't have it available because when you live down at the dead end of a road, there's no financial incentive for a company that's a for-profit company to come in and run lines to just one person. So that is why, and this was something that Governor Lee, I was on the campaign trail with him and got to know him really well. And one of his big initiatives, when we were traveling the Upper Cumberland and these areas that are terribly rural that had no connectivity, it's like, we've got to get people connected because the internet has replaced our phone lines. So if you're not connected, there's so much of this world that you just can't tap into. You can't do the work from home things. There's so much about your education that the kiddos need to have good broadband services. So now it's being facilitated through our utility. If you're a Cumberland Electric customer, you're going to have access. I got access about a year ago. It's been phenomenal. Even when the power goes out, that's what's so cool because I have a generator. Even when the power goes out, my internet still works. So it's really cool, but it's great service. I get a gig for $80. If you don't need a gig, you probably don't, but why not? But if you want a gig, it's $80. You cannot beat it. And you will just be flying, whether it's your download, your upload speeds, whatever it might be. And if $80 sounds like a lot, and you're like, I don't need a gig, and that's a lot of money. Well, they have an affordable connectivity program. And if you're a qualifying household and you need help with your broadband services, you could qualify for up to $30 per month to help pay for your broadband services. And guess what? They have packages starting at just $30 per month. Go figure. What a great deal. Cumberland Connect, if you want to find out if they are ready to connect to your house, you can call them 1-800-987-2362, 1-800-987-2362, or you can just, go online to cumberlandconnect.org. You'll put in your address, and that will tell you if you are a part of the connected program with Cumberland Connect. And odds are you are. There's still a few they haven't connected to. As we check in, they're going to give me a phone call and say, we're there. Everybody's connected. And so we're really excited about that. Yes, Senator Kerry Roberts is connected now. I don't know if he's gotten it turned on just yet. He's been kind of busy, but he is connected. He does have access now. We were thinking he was going to be the very last one. Come on in here, Rachel. Come sit down. But he does have the option. He does have the option to connect, and so you probably do too. Check it out, cumberlandconnect.org. Put in your address, and when you do, please, as always, as I remind you, let them know. Rachel's in here. Rachel Allison. And the girl with two first names. I was like, he wanted to call you Allison.
It happens all the time.
So, and how do you know I said your
I was going to tell you that. We used to go to church together at Well House.
Okay. Because I was on little social media, and that's what we do. We go, we have the same friends. Well, not only same friends, she knows my son. And so there you go. Well,
I've taken pictures of them too. I do photography on the side, so I've taken their pictures maybe once or twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm a photographer on the side too, and I need help. Can you help me get better? Because I'm not awesome. Let me get you to put your cup over here so it's not blocking your camera shot,
Okay.
And put that shirt on down here so we have a nice clear picture. So, all the things. So, yeah, all right. And stay positive news.
Yes.
So we just got so much to talk about. Number one, I have you a theme song. Okay.
Okay.
And we're gonna the guys who I do Celebrate Recovery with, their band's called We Imperfect Few, and they've written a song, and they were sharing it with me last night, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this should be the theme song for Stay Positive News. So I may, if they can work it out, have them join us your next time, just so you can hear it.
I'd
or
love
we'll
that.
get a recording of it. It's an original song. It's kind of like the theme song we have for this show is One Street Over. It's like, what's going on one street over from where you live? And it's perfect. And so when I heard this song last night, I'm like, I just happened to have Rachel coming on tomorrow. And, she and Jamie, and who is the other person that's working with you?
Donnie Eden.
Yes, I could not remember. And how can I forget that? We're on the board together. But I'm sorry. I remember Jamie telling me that now. But I said, man, that's a perfect song for them. So
I'm excited to hear it.
Do you have a theme song yet?
No, we don't.
Oh, I got you.
I'm open to that.
I got you one. So we'll just make that happen. But so how did this whole thing happen, Rachel? You've got this Stay Positive News. I kind of unpacked my understanding of it as we were opening up today. But what are you trying to do with Stay Positive News?
Well, we're trying to bring positive local news, and so that's our thing. We started last year because there was an incident that happened that was not so positive with some local news, and that kind of prompted us to let's make something different. Let's bring positivity to our area. And so we launched in May of 2020. It was Donnie's and Jamie's idea. And they came to me and they're like, we need somebody to run it because they have their own businesses. And I had just stopped working for my family's business, which is it's tough working with family. I don't know if you've ever done that before.
Well, yeah. It can be.
So I was looking for a new gig, and I thought, okay, this would be perfect for me. I actually used to be a teacher. Prior to having babies, I taught high school English.
Oh, I teach high school. I
What?
teach audio video production up at Greenbrier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I
I'm
love
a
high school.
teacher. I love it. I love it. But you got babies. You got a different season of life going on right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there you go. But so you were looking for something, and they tapped you, and they said, "Hey, we got an idea."
Yeah. And they're like, let's start this business. We don't know what we're going to call it. We don't know how it's going to work, what it's going to look like, but that's what we want your help with. So we met for lunch, and a week later, we had settled on the name Stay Positive News and pulled, all the paperwork, get our EIN and all that. And then about 2 weeks after that, our website launched. And we had articles on there already, and then we just started doing our thing. So since then, we've published 371 articles.
Oh, that is so cool.
So not one every day, but a few a week is what we do. And they're all local to Robertson County and Sumner County.
Well, and so if because I know that we have, I was looking for the stuff on social media. Is there first there's first a web page to launch it from?
Yes.
So how do we find that?
It's real easy. It's www.staypositive.news.
Okay. Well, very good.
So our articles will go out on there first. And then, of course, we got social media. We got a Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify.
All the things.
All the things. And so we blast out to all those channels, too.
I love it. So people just need to get online and follow you.
Yes.
And so they can follow you through social media. And then if they, I was just talking about that I had a renewal for one of my news sources that popped up on my phone last night. Oh, you just paid this money to renew that. I'm like, I don't want to renew that.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to call them and cancel it because I mean, I love them, but I just don't want to hear that anymore. So instead of doing that, I can go to staypositive.news.
Yes.
Staypositive.news. I love that. That's easy. So easy. I think that's why, because I was looking for a .com. It's Stay Positive News.
Yes.
Staypositive.news.
Yes.
Staypositive.news. And there it is. And oh my gosh, that's wonderful. And how many articles did you say you've published?
371 since last May.
I love this.
We've got 5 main reporters that write for us. We also have guest authors from time to time. And then I was going to mention also, you were paying for news. Our news is completely free for everybody.
Yes, these websites usually cost now. If you've got somebody you want to follow, I mean, they're usually, but this one's not. So there's no cost to it. And just like right here, East Robertson to honor pro baseball player Luke Murphy with jersey retirement. I mean, there's all this. I'm just going through that. This is, and you said it's Sumner and Robertson County.
Yes.
So do you always stick to locals, or do you sometimes pop around and do some things outside? Like, oh, that's just such a great story. We need to share that.
We on Facebook and Instagram, we'll share those kind of world good news stories. But as far as things that we're writing and publishing, we stick to local. And we do both counties because we originally started out of White House, Tennessee. And if you're not familiar, White House is split in two by Robertson and Sumner County.
There you go.
And I live in Sumner County, so I've, of course, wanted to cover that too.
Yeah,
so.
But it is, White House is kind of like, what do we do with it? It's like it's both counties. So I think that's wonderful, and that you're including both. And I'm just kind of flipping through this, and I'm seeing, Greenbrier Native wins championship at Austin Peay's governor mascot. I mean, that's so cool.
Yeah.
This is all stuff I didn't know. So this is great show content for me. I'm just, y'all help me out right there.
Well, yeah, I brought some notes on some different stories that we could talk about.
Okay.
The feedback that I've got from a lot of people is that the stories that we're covering, the other news stations typically they're not big enough stories. They're not juicy enough stories for them. They're not the clickbait, right? And that's exactly why we want to cover those stories, because people need more positive things, whether their brains are wired to want it or not. Chances are, no, we're all kind of wired to click on those negative links, but the more positivity that we expose to people, the more they'll want it. So.
I love that. I got to tell you, this is something I'm super curious about. There's an advice column, Truth Be Told, with Miss Mabel.
Oh, Miss Mabel.
There's got to be a story behind that. she's number one. She's just the cutest she can be. But so is this like your Ann Landers kind of thing? 'Cause you got like do you know who Ann Landers is?
I'm not familiar with Ann Landers, but I was going to say Dear Abby.
Well, Ann Landers, Dear Abby, exactly. It's the same kind of thing. Ann Landers and Dear Abby probably were about the same timeline. So if you've heard of one, that's basically the same.
Okay.
So yeah, it's the same. It's the same kind of thing. Is this your Dear Abby, your Ann Landers?
Exactly. Yeah, we launched that a few months ago.
Love it.
Everybody wants to know who Miss Mabel is, and I'll never tell. I'll never tell.
So this picture right here, that's not Miss Mabel. You're sneaky. What a great idea, though. Truth be told, with Miss Mabel, I love this, y'all. That is fabulous.
People love her. They say, I never miss a Miss Mabel article because she's so funny. She's like your typical Southern grandma who will just tell it to you straight.
Love it.
She just talks funny. She's gone through every experience that you can through life, and she's just not afraid to just tell you what you need to hear.
I love this. The one that's popping up today. Here's, Dear Miss Mabel, I've asked everyone else in my life, but still don't have a good answer. What do you think I should get my husband for Valentine's Day? We were just talking about this on the way when you were on the way in. We got married last fall, and I want to make our first married Valentine's Day special. But all of my ideas are just meh. Please tell me you have something original and unique. Stump Spouse, White House, Tennessee. I'm going to read her answer, okay? Now, I'm reading this cold. I haven't read it yet, so.
It's PG-ish.
Is it okay?
It is. I mean,
okay?
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Okay, taking a quick look. I was my students. Is it school appropriate? Do I need to vet it before? So, okay, here we go. I'll stop myself if it gets to, and then you'll have to go finish it. Oh, good grief. Get the man the same thing he wants every other day of the year, all day, every day. Wrap it up in a big red bow. You've got to, or let's see, or a little one, depending on what you're, okay, wait. I see what you mean. Oh, all right.
There's some implied meaning there,
There's some implied meaning, and God has blessed that. So just, if you're married.
Between a married
there
couple.
you go.
Yes.
But she continues, Miss Mabel continues on past the suggestive stuff there. But I'm here to tell you, and I mean you're married, but I'm here to tell you, little sister, men are real easy to please. It ain't that complicated unless you make it that way. Okay, here's exactly what to do. Run up to the store, grab 2 big steaks. Pay attention that there's lots of fat and marbling. That's it. What? Do y'all think I was talking about something else besides making her man a steak dinner? Truth be told, some of y'all need to get your mind out of the gutter. I love it. I love it. That is fabulous.
We like to have a little fun, too.
I love that. That is
do.
hysterical because, that's where my mind was going. So anyway, but that is wonderful. Oh, my goodness.
Are you cooking a steak dinner tonight?
I've got Celebrate. I lead Celebrate Recovery at the Madison. I should not say that. I've got there was about 7 or 8 of us volunteers that lead the Celebrate Recovery at Madison Church of Christ. So I've got obligations at church tonight. So I saw my husband for a few minutes this morning. I will see him. He'll probably be asleep when I get home. We don't really get into Valentine's. It's not really our thing. And I mean, some people just aren't. When we were newlyweds, sure, we were like, he gave me a little locket our first year together after we married. And it may have been after we were engaged, actually. I think it was we were engaged and we're not yet married, and I treasure it. It was a sweet gift. Oh. So that's neat. But no, we're not really big into Valentine's. So, are you going to do something special?
Well, I got flowers this morning, which was really nice.
You got the whole heart thing going. You're just lovely.
But no, I mean, very much the same. Yeah. We saw each other for a few minutes this morning. We have 2 little boys. I had little gift bags ready for them this morning. But
how are the kids?
5 and 4.
Oh, yeah. So much fun. I had 4, 4.5 and under.
Wow.
Yeah, my twins were 3.5 when the third one was born and 4.5 when the fourth one was born.
Bless you.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Come on.
We're good. We're good with 2. They keep us busy.
Boys are a handful.
Yeah.
But girls, they stay a handful for your entire life. But anyway, we're talking with Rachel Allison, and she is the proprietor of Stay Positive News, and I love it. I am just so thrilled to see the website and see how it all comes together, because I've been kind of checking it out, and I was kind of going the social media route, and I wasn't really finding it. But it's so easy. You go staypositive.news.
Yep.
Staypositive.news. So easy to find. And it looks like you're getting a pretty good response on this stuff.
Yeah. We have a average reach of about 40,000 people each month.
Wow.
So we're super blessed by that. Yeah. I don't know if you were on social media, but I reposted a story this morning. Speaking of Valentine's Day, it's actually on our Facebook because this was an old story that I reposted, but it's about love.
Oh. Let's see. I'll back up. Is it on your personal page or on Stay Positive News' page?
It's on our Stay Positive News Facebook page.
Okay. I'm going to see. Well, you go ahead and unpack it for me and I'll see if I can find it here.
Yeah. So last year, there was a couple out of Gallatin, Tennessee, who they had been married for decades. They had kids who had grown. They have grandkids, and they thought they were about to get a divorce. Like, divorce papers were served.
Oh, wow.
They were starting to plan, what life's going to look like separated. And then their marriage got restored. The husband decided to go back to church with the wife.
Wow.
And got baptized. And then they decided, we're not only going to call off the divorce, but we're going to plan a vow renewal ceremony. And so they had that plan for October. The article came out in June, I believe. So I just reposted that story and updated everyone that, yes, they went through with their vow renewal ceremony in October. It was beautiful. And they are still happily married. So
I'm looking at the story right now.
Yeah.
That is so cool. I love it.
It's a good tearjerker. Especially if you've been married for any amount of time, you understand the ups and downs of a marriage. Mm-hmm. Loss of a child was involved with the situation too. And you can totally relate to many parts of it, but it's very inspiring to read that story about them.
I love it. And here's and how you find it on Facebook, guys. Just go Stay Positive News and you go to the Facebook page and it's going to pop up, and all you guys are right there on the page as well. And what you want to do is you want to like it and you want to follow. That's the key to social media, guys. When you want to stay in touch with something that's going on and you want to get the connections and all those things, you do have to go looking for it nowadays. But hopefully if you're following it, it's going to pop up in your timeline. And you guys are up to 4,000 followers. That's fabulous.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah, because that's significant, especially they're real followers.
Yes.
Because so many things, you'll see somebody, they have 10,000 followers and they've done something and they're not really genuine followers. They've just done this little, they've paid to get, this is genuine followers because y'all been building this. And that means that those connections are real.
Yes.
And that is huge. So I say that if you're somebody that's wanting to get your product out there, and do some sponsorships, when you've got 4,000 local followers, that is significant, and my goodness, that's going to generate some interest. And you've got something really special with this, truth be told, by Miss Mabel.
Thank you.
That is so cool. When did that start?
Late last year that started.
Okay. I absolutely love that. But anyway, Lee Marie's trying to be sneaky. She's being so covert. She's cracking me up, but I love her. She's hysterical. Lee Marie, that's Lee Marie. She helps produce this show for me, but she also does her own thing. Okay. And she's needing to borrow my phone and its passwords and all the things. There you go, sweetheart.
She's dressed in pink today for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, see, I'm not. I forgot. I'm just like, my husband, we're actually sitting there. He's having breakfast and we're sitting there talking. I'm having some coffee. And he goes, "Oh, happy Valentine's Day." I'm like, "Oh, happy Valentine's Day." And the only reason, Josh Harmon's going to love this, the only reason that he remembered is because our director of transportation for Robertson County Schools, Joshua Heinerman, Mark is still on their little text list because he was the safety coordinator before he started teaching over at Springfield. And so he still gets their text and emails and stuff. And Mr. Heinerman had sent out a happy Valentine's Day to everybody this morning. Aww. So, Mr. Heinerman, thank you. Mark and I completely forgot.
That's hilarious.
But anyway.
How long have y'all been married?
35 years.
Okay. That's amazing.
Well, and here's what you're talking about, this story you shared about the things that go on that can really give you a hard time. Now people realize that my husband had some really bad health health issues for about 10 years. Could have really split us up. And instead it drew us together. We had to close a business of 20 years. Could have split us up, but instead it drew us together. We had, our kids were knuckleheads. We had one that, thank the Lord, he went into the military, because if he hadn't, I don't know what we would have done with him. But it's like, and I just pick on him, but we're so proud of him and his service. And but there were some times that we struggled with kiddos that could have absolutely torn us apart. And we didn't let that happen. And by the way, he's an amazing young man now. Jedediah, we're so proud of you. But there's just, you think about the journey and the things that you go through that you're like, oh, how do we get through that? Because we just kept putting one foot in front of the other. We stayed positive. And we, number one, we were people of faith. And we leaned into Jesus, and that got us through this stuff. And again, I mentioned this marriage conference. Y'all need to do a story on the marriage conference this weekend.
Okay.
It's at Epiphany Baptist Church.
Okay.
And it is Saturday from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. But what a great Valentine's gift. Guys, sign your wives and you up for this Saturday. And just a great way to celebrate each other is to go and do a marriage conference that is phenomenal. And I'll have to get you the details on it, but
yes, please.
Just those are the things that help you, as a couple to get better and better. So I love that you've got this story on here about a couple that just put it back together.
Yeah.
After, already having the paper served. But anyway,
absolutely.
Where else do you want to talk about? I've got a sponsor we got to do, but where else do you want to go? Do you want to go ahead and jump into the next thing? What other story do you want to feature?
I just want to mention, you said we chose to be positive.
Yeah.
And that is something that I believe in too. I am not an overtly positive, optimistic person by nature, by any means. And when, they first came to me, it was like, we want you to run this positive news website. I'm like, me? This is, it's going to be a challenge.
You know me?
Not that I'm Miss Negative, but yeah, I'm definitely, I always would describe myself as a realist, right? And, positivity is a choice. It's looking to find the good in situations. It's looking to take the bad as it comes, but look at everything as a whole. And we're not all rainbows and butterflies over here. For example, that story we talked about, they almost got divorced. That's not positive, right? But look what came out of it. And so we're very much let's choose to feed our brains with good. And we know that that's going to help us think better and positively.
Well, go ahead. And it is a choice. And that's the thing, we talk about the spiritual side of it. Being involved in a spiritual atmosphere and bringing that, you've got to step in, you got to step into the church, y'all. You got to step into the body if you want to be a part of something positive. And the same thing with the world. If you want to be a positive influence, you got to step into the positive. You got to step into the light and stay out of the darkness. And there's we're in an election year. Oh, yeah, it's going to get nasty.
We don't talk about politics on Stay Positive News, so that'll be a nice refresher when all the other news, that's all they're talking about. Come to our page.
There you go.
Take a break from it.
Just get a break from it.
Yeah.
And I know we all have to stay plugged in. We all have to stay, involved in our world, or it will conquer us. But you don't want to live there. You want to have those places. Go and see what Miss Mabel's saying.
Correct.
How often does she put posts up?
About once a week.
I love that.
Yeah.
But that is wonderful. What a great idea. You got something really good. Y'all got so much going on there that's great. And the evidence of that is the number of followers you already have. It takes a lot to get followers, guys. It takes a lot to get people to see what you're doing, to believe in your vision, and to really sign on to it. So you guys are off to a great start a year in. You got some great sponsors.
We do.
I'm wanting to say, well, how did you get them on? I'll get them sponsored.
They all love
Yeah.
the idea behind Stay Positive News too. They want more positive things in our community. And I'll tell you, every single one of our sponsors, they give back to the community in multiple ways. Multiple ways. So if you're on our website and you're looking at them, please make sure to give them your business, because they truly do care about where we live.
Now, are these all local businesses, or do
Yes.
you sometimes have others outside of the area? So it's
No,
all local.
They're all in Sumner, Robertson County.
That is
Yeah.
wonderful. That is
They're
that's
great.
something that I try to stick with it makes sense for one street over to have local businesses, but to really that's just so huge when you look for sponsorships for different things. Is really shining the light on the local things that are going on, and I just can't say enough about that. Y'all got some good stuff going on, just
Thank
some
you.
great stuff, and I'm so thankful that y'all wanted to come in here and do this once a month and just continually remind me, because Jamie's mentioned it to me, and I've gone a couple little searches and I'm like, okay, what is this thing that Jamie's talking about? And I'm like, well, I didn't find it there. And then I'm like, well, there it is. And I just didn't know the process to get to it, but it's super simple. Stay Positive News on Facebook. You can follow the link. You can like the link, and then staypositive.news. You can't get any easier than that. It's not the .com, it's the staypositive.news.
That's right.
All right, let me pause and do my sponsor here, and then we'll come back and we'll reset, and we're going to continue, because this is going to be a relationship that we are building. The second Wednesday of the month is what we're working towards and having. So the second Wednesday of the month is when you're going to see Rachel, and I imagine Jamie will pop in from time to time. I want to talk to him about his fitness program. Oh my goodness. He is, man, I'm so impressed with what he's done. It's so inspiring.
Yeah. We did a story on him too.
He has transformed his life, and I just can't say enough about it. I told him, I said, well, I need to know your menu. I need a shopping list.
Yeah.
Because I've started working out again. I've started swimming again, but I need some help with my food choices, So yeah, that's a challenge, Jamie. I need you to get back in here, and I need that shopping list. I need some recipes, and I need all those things. So we'll be visiting with Jamie as well. But this is Stay Positive News Day, second Wednesday of the month. Moving forward, and we're so glad to have them be a part of what we're doing here, and so glad to have the Richards be a part of what we're doing here at One Street Over. They're one of our longtime sponsors, as you know, and partners with us in such a great way, and we just love everything that they do in the real estate market. And they are in Robertson and Sumner County as well, because now they're in Cross Plains. They're Cross Plainians. They've been there 28 plus years, but they have started. It's the same great team, but a new name. It's Exit Prime Realty. They've been part of the Garden Gate team for a long time, but now they've done their own little branch of Exit, and it's Exit Prime Realty as of about a month ago. And Barry and Rebecca came in and explained all that. I'm thinking it was Monday last week that they talked about all of those things. But if you're wanting a great real estate team, they are wonderful. They work with each other. They also work independently. Barry is the broker here in Springfield. He has an office right there on the downtown square. Rebecca is an agent out of White House, the White House office. And they can help you no matter what it is you're looking for, whether it be buying or selling. If you're needing to just have advice on, maybe you don't even know really what you're looking for. You don't really know how much you have to spend, what you're going to qualify for, because the interest rates went up. And the last time you checked, you could buy this much house, and now you can only buy this much house. They can help you unpack all that. And the one thing that they really stressed when they were in last week is they said, it's always a good time to buy real estate. So whatever you think is going on that's holding you back from getting involved in real estate, there's never a better time than right now. And he said, get in touch with them, and they can advise you on all the things that you're considering. If you've got property you're thinking about selling, never a better time to look at that and really see what you can do in the real estate market. Now, they specialize in Robertson County properties, but they also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. And they can help you with historic properties. They've helped with historic business sales, all the things that you can imagine. He is a marketer. He came out of a marketing background, so you bring that expertise to the table. You are going to be thrilled with the way it's going to help your property look. So if you're looking for experts in real estate, they can help you out. Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Realty Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Prime Realty. Exit Prime Realty, same great team, new name, Exit Prime Realty. Barry and Rebecca Richards. When you get in touch with them, always let me know. I got tongue-tied there with Rachel. I'm just all of a sudden can't get my words out. I'm talking with Rachel Allison. Did anybody else tell you you have two first names?
Yes, I get called Allison all the time.
I don't know. I kept wondering, what was your name?
DeVoe. Very different.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. Was
I love my married name, Allison, Maybe
right.
that helps, get me to tie the knot a little bit to have a good new last name.
That's just it. Well, see, I was a Wilson, and then I went to Vivio, and that's difficult, but it's all wonderful. I love my last name, but I kept calling you Allison this morning.
Yeah.
So
It's all good.
And she knows my kids. She knows my son Jeremiah and Erica and my wonderful grandkids. Have you met my grandchildren?
The first two, I haven't met the latest. I know.
Oh, they're so cute. They're so much fun.
They are.
So there's a sweet picture somebody took of me sitting next to my son. I was visiting at Well House one day, and it was when Rowan was just a baby, and he had him up just kind of on his shoulder, and somebody took this picture of us from behind. Was that you? Was that your picture?
It might
have been. Because you're a photographer.
I was
you went there.
right around that time.
Yeah.
You'll have to send me that picture.
Yeah.
I could tell you.
It might have been something you took. Oh, it's just so sweet. I just love it because we're in church and he's got his baby. It's my first grandchild. It's a special picture. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you.
Such a small world.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I was learning photography at that time, and I had asked the church, hey, do you care if I take some pictures during service? And they're like, of course, go ahead. Mm-hmm. And so I got a lot of practice shooting indoors that way.
Was it in the skating rink or at the
school? This school, I don't think I ever shot at the skating rink.
I think this one was done at the skating rink.
Okay.
So yeah, because it was early on. We're talking about the Well House. If you're looking for a church, guys, there's so many. And the Well House is a great congregation, and they're now meeting back at the skating rink, I think.
They actually just moved to Millersville, I think, in the town hall or city hall. I'm not sure exactly, but it was like the move happened within the last month.
Okay.
Because they're growing.
Yes, and they were in the Rivergate Skate Center.
Yes.
And then they were at the Goodlettsville School, and then back to Skate Center, and now Millersville. That's a great congregation to check out, and just so many great congregations. I invite you to Epiphany, Madison Church of Christ. Where do you worship?
Northfield.
Oh, that's my family. I love Tom Hayden. He's my brother. I love him. I didn't know you were at Northfield.
We live 2 minutes from there, so it's very convenient.
And what a great congregation.
Yeah.
Oh, love
their
Northfield.
kids program's great too.
We tell it, people don't realize that congregation got birthed in our fellowship hall at Madison Church of Christ.
I do know that.
Yeah, and I was part of that, and did not have the call to go with them. I still feel very compelled. I'm Madison's my place, and that's where God wants me. And it's all my family though, because so much of my family is at Northfield, and so much of my heart's there. And Tom Hayden truly is a sibling. And if I always tell people, if anything were to happen to me, Tom's doing my funeral. Because we just even though we've not been around each other for so long, really, we know each other very well because we have a lot of the same drives in our spirit to, try to figure out what God wants for us. Because Tom, I'm sorry, I'm going to go down a rabbit hole here. Tom is somebody who was not trained in seminary. He didn't go to Bible school. Well, he did. He went to, a Christian school like I did. I think did he graduate from Lipscomb? Right? Is that right?
I don't know.
I think they graduated from Lipscomb because I was at Free Hardeman and Lipscomb. I'm pretty sure, were they at Lipscomb? I forget. But he went to a Christian college but had a degree in accounting. And so, he doesn't have that seminary training, but oh my goodness, is he called to the pulpit?
Yeah, you'd never know.
Whoa.
He's
magnificent preacher. And so that's kind of the same way with me. My degree is in communications, media, broadcasting, and all of that. But I've always felt called to the pulpit. Yes, I'm a girl, and yes, I have. And I'm just telling you, get ready. I'm just getting started. And everybody's like, LaVern, stop. Anyway, I digress. Tom's family.
Yeah.
Tom and Linda are just true family. So I'm tickled to know Northfield, absolutely wonderful congregation to be a part of. I met one of your Shay. I don't know if you know Shay. I don't know Shay's last name. Met her last night. I've known her for a while, but I didn't know she was at Northfield. But anyway, and I can't remember Shay's last name. But nonetheless, just a great congregation. So there you go. There's another one.
So many, so many.
Take your family. That's something you can do for your loved one. If you want to do something special, say, we're going to get back to church and find a congregation and just show up.
Yeah.
And what else do you want to talk about?
Well, we're not politically affiliated. We're not religiously affiliated. However, I will never not tell somebody to talk about God if they want to talk about God or Jesus or their religion or that journey for them, because that's part of their story. And so you'll find in a lot of our stories that comes up because there's just so many believers around here. And I think God and positivity go quite well together.
Well, the story about this couple.
Yeah.
It was very much a God story. And that's not just, but what you're saying, and let me just kind of help clarify it. This is not it's not like, okay, well, I'm not going to go there because it's all going to be church stuff.
Correct.
No.
Yeah.
When the positive news involves church, you're going to share it.
Correct.
But you're not, it's like, okay, there are I'm radio background, so there are radio stations. Their format is a Christian form. This station, Ebenezer Broadcasting, is a Christian formatted station. Okay, so that's what you're going to get. You're going to get all. Now, this show, I mean, we talk about things outside of religious issues because we're covering the county and trying to cover all the things going on. We talk politics on here, but I mean, we talk to like Billy Vogel and different ones like that. We try not to get too political, but we talk to the movers and shakers. But our format's Christian. Your format is just positive.
Exactly.
And it just so happens that every now and then Jesus is going to get on you.
Yeah.
You know?
It happens like that.
So anyway, what else you want to cover?
Well, hey, you mentioned earlier that, you follow some news stations. How do you feel after you watch the news or you read news on a general basis? Does it give you energy? Does it take your energy?
It absolutely.
Anxious?
And this is something I have shared a few times. Probably 3 years ago now, early part of the year, I had a friend come in here, Shannon Baumgartner, and there was some just real negative, heavy stuff going on in the news. And I was at that time starting my morning every morning. I've got good friends at 99.7. I love you guys, but I turned you off. I would start my morning turning on 99.7 to see what was going on because I worked in talk radio my entire career. And so that was the first thing I would do. And it would just poison my day. Shannon comes bebopping in here and she's just like, and I'm like, how are you not just so depressed? Because of, the things going on. She goes, well, I give God my first fruits.
Oh.
And she goes, that can mean I just get up and I pray. I listen to praise music, or I just am in silent before him and I just give him my first fruits. I started the very next day giving God my first fruits, and I slowly just kept turning it off. And so I have people now, the guys last night, they were asking me about a song. I'm like, yeah, I haven't heard that. Because I have things I go to, and I just don't even turn on radio, even Christian radio really much right now. I just turn on things I seek out. I seek out positive things, and the difference it has made in my spirit is phenomenal. So yes,
I got chills.
It poisons my soul.
Yeah.
And I just don't go there anymore. Now, do I have to sometimes check things out because I am a educated person who is going to go and vote with my understanding of what's going on? Yes. And when I have to turn it on, I get tired of it very, very quickly, and I turn it back off. And it's poison.
I've had that conversation with so many people. A lot of people that are interested in checking out our page, it's because they've completely given up on that other news.
Yep.
Did you know 70% of Americans suffer from negative news fatigue? So meaning exactly like what you said,
Yep.
You start having physical symptoms that are negative because you are reading or watching or listening to too much negative news. That could be depression, anxiety, and even heart attacks. There are studies shows that. So opposite of that, positive news is proven to increase emotional resilience and happiness. So meaning, yes, you still have to be informed, like we've discussed. You have to know what's going on in the world, you for your career, me as well. Some people just like to know, and that's important. But when you're exposing yourself to positive news, it lets you take that negative news better. It's not going to make or break your day when you read that bad article or see that bad headline. So that's kind of our why behind what we do.
Well, and what you said too about that, and again, you've got to stay informed. We have to stay plugged into our community. We have to know what's going on. You have to vote. You have to be involved. You got to get in there and get involved in the messy lives of the people who you want to help and you want to bless. But you've got to have. It's like in the Greek entertainment world, when they would have the tragic play, they would have the tragic narrative. But then there was always the satirical relief. There was always the comedy on the other side of it. It was, when they would do these plays, that's what I learned when I was studying Greek literature and those types of things, and the plays that they would present. They always had the satirical relief. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, this is heavy, 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 but let's laugh.
We gotta laugh.
You've got to. And so this is your from the Greek perspective, this is your satirical relief. This is your positivity relief. This is your the be still moments where you can just kind of come in and just let your spirit. You can go read Miss Mabel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go read Miss Mabel, all her articles, man. I'm going to go. Can I go and search her out and just get all of her articles?
There's a search bar on that main page at the top, and if you just type in Mabel, it'll show all the articles that she's done.
I love it.
Sometimes she'll tell stories in her articles too about her life, and she gets to a point eventually, like any grandma does, sometimes can carry on with those stories.
I love it.
But she does always make the point.
I love it. And there's a bunch of them right here. I know this is going to be my go-to. When I need something positive, I'm just going to see what Miss Mabel's got to say.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. That is wonderful. I love all this. This is just fabulous. You can go up here, all articles. And how many articles do you say there's on here now?
There's 371 that we've published to date. And we're putting out 2, 3, sometimes 4 on a good week. So we stay busy. And hey, if you ever have any good news, we'd love for anybody to share that with us. That's how we get these stories, is people coming to us saying, hey, my neighbor did this, or my sister did this. Even if you don't have all the information or you don't know the person directly, please come to us with the lead. We can go from there for sure. And you can do that there's a form on our website to submit a story. You can email us. You can message us on Facebook or Instagram. Any of the ways that's easy for you. And I promise we follow up on every single lead that gets submitted to us, because we want to tell the positive stories.
I love this. And how you do it, guys, you go to staypositive.news, staypositive.news, and then you scroll to the bottom. And there's categories about, see, those local sports. This is my show prep page now, y'all. I'm just like, this is my show prep right here. And I'm so thrilled. And then you've got the contact info on here where you can share your news, or if you want to write for them. That's what I was just looking at.
Yeah.
If you want to submit a story. Now, are you going to compensate people for stories, or is it just submittals as free?
We do.
How do you do that?
Yeah, so we do have paid writers.
Okay.
For sure. It does have to, meet certain criteria and all that. We're looking for people who have writing experience, preferably journalism, but I'm open to any good writer for sure.
Okay.
And our writers, they can take on as many or as little articles as they want. So it can be a very part-time thing for people as well.
Well, that's cool, because, and honestly, guys, if you've got somebody that's willing to possibly even pay you for a story, that's huge, because I'm a writer and I submit stuff for free all the time and just trying to get my name out there.
Yeah.
So if you've got somebody that says, hey, this does meet the criteria, then you could actually get compensated for, what a great idea. And so there's just tons of stuff on here about the people who are investing in it, the different job posts, all the things local. Oh my gosh, what a great idea. What a great page. I'm so glad that you guys are partnering with us on this, and going to be here second Wednesday of the month.
Me too.
And we've got a theme song for you. I can't wait
we'll
to share it with you
next time.
I cannot wait to share that with you, because when the guys played it for me last night, I'm like, Rachel's coming on tomorrow, and this is perfect. So anyway, and I tried to get them to get me a recording last night. They're like, no, it's not ready yet.
Okay. Well, maybe by next month.
Well, they're going to be at 3rd and Lindsley for a writer's night, and they're going to play it there. So we'll have it for sure.
Okay.
I'll have either recording of it, or we'll have them come in here live to do it. What are you doing with your Valentines? Lee Marie's coming in here and just taking over. Oh, see, she does Valentines. I don't, but bless her sweetheart. Anyway, happy Valentine's Day, guys. Happy Valentine's Day, Rachel.
Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Rachel Allison, Stay Positive News. I need some Stay Positive News bling to put up.
I brought you a t-shirt.
Could you have any more buttons?
I'll give you this one.
Okay, the reason why, because I want to put it up in my classroom. Because I'm an audio video production place. Yeah. And so I need to put all that up in my class.
You can have this one. I got so many.
Thank you. I'll take that, and we'll post that up on the bulletin board so the kids see it. Oh, it's time for us to go. Lee Marie's going. Come on, wrap it up. Happy Valentine's Day, you guys. Be sure and join us tomorrow for One Street Over, and be sure and stay tuned. Sweet Lee Marie's headed in here right now, because she has the Go Show on Wednesdays from 8 to 9. One of these days you'll have to stay in here and hang with her and talk to her.
Yeah.
So we'll have to put that together, Miss Lee Marie. Stay tuned for the Go Show. This is 1100 WSGI. God bless. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day, y'all.